Let's dive right in. One of the world's biggest cultural events is kicking off as we speak. And we're talking about a celebration that brings together over 1 billion people, with traditions that stretch back literally for centuries. But here's the thing, its impact goes way beyond culture. This single event is so massive that it triggers the largest annual human migration on Earth, shuts down entire industries for weeks, and sends huge ripples through supply chains and financial markets all over the globe. What we're talking about, of course, is the Lunar New Year. You can think of it as the world's biggest party, a moment of renewal and reunion for well over 1 billion people. It's a huge deal. So what is it exactly? Well, at its heart, the Lunar New Year, which is also called the Spring Festival, is all about marking the end of winter and the big beginning of spring. Its date is set by a lunosolar calendar, which sounds kinda complicated, but it basically just means it tracks both the cycles of the moon and the sun. So for example, in 2026, the new year is going to kick off on February 17th, and that'll usher in the year of the fire horse. And because it's based on that moon cycle, the date changes every single year, always falling sometime between late January and late February. And while it's often called Chinese New Year in the West, it's a major event all across Asia. In Vietnam, it's known as Det. In South Korea, they call it Solal. Each one has its own unique traditions, for sure, but they're all connected by that same lunisolar calendar. But okay, beyond all the dates and the different names, what really defines this holiday are the traditions. And they're all centered on 3 key things: family, food, and of course, the hope for some good fortune. Really, more than anything else, this is a time for family. I mean, it is the one time of year when people will travel these immense distances, sometimes halfway across the globe, just to be together for that annual reunion dinner. It's everything. And food. Oh man, food is absolutely central to that reunion. And get this, each dish is just packed with symbolism. Dumplings, they're shaped like old school money, so they represent wealth. The name for year cake, Gao, sounds just like the words for getting higher every year, which symbolizes progress. In Korea, eating tteokguk soup actually marks you becoming a year older, and you'll always see a whole fish, because the word for fish sounds just like the word for surplus, a wish for abundance in the new year. Gift giving is a whole art form in itself. Right envelopes with money are a classic, a total go-to. But you have to be careful because there is some really important taboos. For instance, you should never, ever give someone a clock. Why? Because the phrase for giving a clock in Mandarin sounds exactly like the phrase for attending a funeral. It's a perfect example of how deeply language and symbolism are just woven into the whole celebration. Okay, so let's circle back to that global impact we talked about at the start. How does a holiday that's so focused on family cause such a massive economic ripple effect? Well, it all starts with this. That intense focus on family reunion triggers what's known as the spring travel rush. And this is by far the largest annual human migration on the entire planet. We're talking hundreds of millions of people all traveling at once to be with their families. And the effect of all that movement is made even bigger by just how long the holiday is. In China, the official public holiday is 9 full days. Think about that for a second. In China, the whole country officially gets a 9-day break. Vietnam has a similar 9-day holiday for Tet, and in South Korea, Salo is a 3-day holiday. So when major manufacturing economies basically hit the pause button for that long, the global impact is just inevitable. This pause really has 3 major effects around the world. First, manufacturing and shipping pretty much grind to a halt, which causes huge supply chain disruptions for everybody. Second, it creates this massive tourism boom, with gigantic celebrations now happening in cities like London. And third, its global significance is now official. I mean, in 2024, it was finally added to the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List. So how can you share in some of that good fortune and the festive spirit of this global event? Let's look at a few really simple ways you can join in. A great place to start is with a simple greeting. In Mandarin, you can try saying Xin Nian Kuai Lei. In Cantonese, it's Sun Nin Phai Luk. For Tet in Vietnam, Chuk Mung Nam Moi. And for Solal in Korea, the wish is Se Hei Buk Mani Bad Diseo, which means I hope you receive lots of luck this year. Pretty cool, right? Or even simpler, you could just wear something red. That's the color of good luck. You could try some traditional foods, or just wish any friends who celebrate a happy and prosperous new year. It's a really simple way to connect with the whole spirit of the holiday. So when you step back and look at it, the Lunar New Year is this incredible blend of deep, ancient tradition and modern global influence. It's a family celebration that can help factories, a local ritual that shapes international markets. So as these ancient traditions keep evolving in our totally interconnected world, it really makes you wonder, what does the planet's biggest holiday tell us about our shared future?